Okay, so you've already heard what discovery is and how we built a process around it. Now you might be wondering what then, what happens next? What do we actually do with all that research? That's where we come in. Our clients previously shared their expertise during our discovery sessions. They talked about their product, their users, their market. So now our goal is to take that, learn from that, and turn it into a structure, a plan, a foundation of their website. So, as you probably know, I am a design lead at FlowNinja, and my job and my team's job is to do that. Use all the insights from user personas and their pain points to competitor analysis and turn it into a structure, a layout, a section, and then a visual design. I'm also here today to challenge one misconception that we had in our team for a long time, and that is that UX starts in Figma. It doesn't. It starts way earlier in conversations, in listening, in truly understanding your client, their business, and their users. So, in my own experience, this is where things either come together or fall apart. And when talking about falling apart, we had to learn a lesson the hard way. We had a client who came for a redesign. They wanted to position themselves as leaders in the industry, the website to support that, and to showcase all the expertise on the website. So, we optimistically skipped the discovery phase. We just slid into Figma and started designing. 1 year later, exactly 52 weekly sprints later, and after endless amount of Slack messages, meetings, and even WhatsApp calls from their founder, who was, by the way, very passionate about design. And when I say very passionate about design, I mean it. After endless amount of directions, home pages, pages, 1 year later, we had nothing. Not one single live page on the website. Not one dev-ready file. You can see our dev-ready page. Nothing. And long story short, our designers survived, but our client is no longer our client. That's fair enough. And the problem wasn't in the effort. It was that no one asked the right questions. No one asked, what are we building? Who is this for? What is important for you? So the point is that without questions, you're just assuming. And assumptions, they don't build successful websites. So, to answer my first question, what do we actually do with all that research, documents, insights? We don't jump into Figma anymore. We don't start with designs. We start with structure. And the first way we test ourselves and our knowledge about the project and all aspects of it is by creating and proposing a sitemap. We propose a sitemap based on everything we know about the project. So we think about all the pages that should be on the site, and we know why. We think of the pages like, are they CMS or static pages? We think about all the functionalities, special things, everything, integrations, everything. And what's most important thing about it is that every page and everything has its own why. Maybe it's for marketing purposes, some marketing campaigns, maybe it's for SEO purposes, or just for user journey. So that's the most important thing that we take from discovery and our discussions with clients. We know why for everything on the site. So when we have and when we know all the pages that should be on the site, we think about the information architecture. We think about what should be on the page, in what order, what do users actually see, and how they move through the content. That's where we think about CTAs, we think about the layout, we think about value propositions that lead the narrative, we think about how do different user personas from decision makers to influencers, buyers, how they move through the content and what they need from the page and from the website. So that's why in our process, one of the most important things are the wireframes. Here, we create UX without any visual distractions. We don't think about fonts, we don't think about colors, we just think about UX, flow, layout, and sections. And this is important because we focus our conversations with clients only on that. And then I have one story for that. So recently we partnered with BizLink, a big corporation with over 32 production sites, billions in revenue. And I think our sales cycle was like more than 6 months. So you can imagine, corporation, a lot of layers, a lot of approvals. And this time, we started with discovery. We had all the meetings, sessions, research, and then, I forgot to say, they came with 50 legacy pages on their website. So, at the end of discovery, we managed to propose 20 pages. And they say yes. They said yes because we had why for every page. We have a reason for every page and every little thing on that website. So that's when UX starts. When you take all the input, all the insights from the client, from their users, and turn it into something that makes sense. So then we move on to design, to just visual directions. Here we focus on colors, focus on the branding, on everything. So our design process doesn't start with Figma, as I said. This is the last part in the process where everything just comes together. Here in our process we have this thing where we design 3 directions from the safe one to the extreme one. And this is where we focus our clients to just look at the whole visual space. So, I would say successful websites take time, a lot of work, a lot of iterations, feedback, testings, but the whole point is the foundation. So you have to think about the context, about the knowledge that you have about that client and business. So that's why we start with discovery. Thank you.